Hi guys, this is just a quick tutorial on Whiteboard.fi. So some people have been talking about using Jamboard as a whiteboard resource for your class. Jamboard is basically like the equivalent of if you had a big piece of paper and you stuck it in the middle of your classroom and you handed every kid a whiteboard marker. Like they could all write on it at the same time, which is great for some things, but it's not always ideal. So Whiteboard.fi is basically like handing out an individual whiteboard to every kid in your class that you can see all at the same time. Okay, so I'm just going to show you really quick how to use it. It is super easy and intuitive. So Whiteboard.fi, and then I'm going to click on New Class. You don't have to create an account or anything. You can just go ahead and do this. There's no signing in or anything. Type in your name. There's some settings here where you can enable a waiting room, let kids upload images to theirs. For simple mode, we'll talk about simple mode and slow mode in just a minute. So you can select these if you want. Personally, I never have. I just go ahead and create new class. So I'm going to click down here, create new class. Okay, and now right now I'm not seeing anything because I don't have any students join. So this right here, you can give your kids either this link or you can just give them this code right here. And you'll see that the code is also at the top of the screen. That'll stay there so that if you have any kids who like join late who can't see this, it'll be there. Okay, so let's look at what happens for a kid. So I'm going to switch tabs. What a kid's going to do is they're going to go to whiteboard.fi. They're going to click join class. They're going to enter that code that you gave them, or they could just follow that website link. Click join class, put in whatever their name is, and then join the whiteboard class. All right, and here's what the kid is going to see. So the kid has this whiteboard that they can draw on. Okay, and if I switch back now to my teacher board, so here's my teacher one, here's Toby who just joined, and there's what he has on his whiteboard. Okay, now what I can also do is I can go over here to my whiteboard as the teacher, and I can put something in here, like if I want them to solve an equation, I can put this on here. All right, and if we flip back to what Johnny, or what Toby, I guess, can see, Toby up here can toggle teacher whiteboard, and if he clicks that, he's going to be able to see what's on my whiteboard. Sometimes there's just a little bit of a delay, but there you go. So he can see what's on my whiteboard. So if you give them an equation, they can then work on it on their own whiteboard and be able to see it at the same time. Okay, the other thing that you can do as the teacher, so again, flipping back to my teacher account, is if you come down here to actions, there's an option to push whiteboard to all students. So if I click on that, told me that it did it. Now when I flip back to Toby's account and I look at it, his whiteboard has been changed now to match mine. So it totally overwrites whatever he has. So this would be great if you were like working with a graph or something and you want them to identify intercepts or a vertex or something. You can put the graph into your whiteboard and then just push it to all the students and they'll all have it at the same time. Okay, so it's really, really handy. If Johnny clicks toggle teacher whiteboard again, that'll just disappear and he can just see his own. Okay, so that's the basic idea of what that is. It's really easy to use, and it usually works very, very well. Okay, now up here on settings, there's a few different things. So waiting room lobby, you know what that is. Lock room so people can't come in. Let students upload images. Slow mode and simple mode, okay? So slow mode is basically like right now it's live updating every time you do something. If you enable slow mode, it won't show you everything that they do live. You have to like click a button to then send it. Okay, so that's what slow mode will do. Simple mode, what that does, and I'll actually show you down here, I'm going to switch to simple mode for the teacher. And what it does is it's just going to change the interface a little bit. It knocked me back out, but if I go back to my whiteboard, you can see the controls are a little bit different. Sometimes if the regular version is messing up a little bit, you can switch to simple mode and it'll help with some of those little tech problems. All right, but either way works, and then you can switch back out if you want to. I turned it off, kicks me out. When I go back to my board, it's like that. Okay, and I believe students also have the option. And that is it. That is all there is to Whiteboard.fi. It's really, really handy. It works so well with my exploration kids, especially if you run a Zoom meeting at the same time where they don't have to see anything in Zoom, but I can look at this and I can sit here and see all the different kids from my class and say, oh, Toby, you're doing really great, but you just did that last part wrong. And then he can fix what he messed up in real time. And I'm just going to add another student really quick. just to show you what happens. So I just on my separate computer, I added a new student. You can see he popped up here. Okay. And whenever I do something on that one, that's going to show up as well in my class. Okay. So you can see, I can usually see about 10 at the same time, depending on how big my screen is. So it works really, really well. And I would suggest that you try it out.